WWE 2K22's GM mode looks amazing, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? JD Venom here, back with you here on the channel. Do all the YouTube stuff here before we begin here today. Let's not waste any more time. Let's break down what we saw here today. There was a trailer that came out a few hours before the ringside report, and we got a ton of news out of this ringside report. Gonna break it down here and go over some of the highlights here of what we saw here today. First things first, your general manager, right? You have power cards. Basically, these are special abilities, right? So each GM and brand will have a unique power card only that you'll have access to. You'll start with the exclusive power card by choosing a certain GM, right? So for example, if you choose Sonya Deville, she has a particular power card called a Superstars GM, which raised the entire roster's morale by 15, right? So that is something that is very cool. It depends on what GM you pick. You can create your GM as well, which is pretty cool. They will have a special power card. I believe you get an extra power card or a sub power card if you do certain tasks for Triple H. For example, hey, don't wrestle Finn Balor for the next couple weeks. Give him some time off. And if you do that, that will give you a special power card. So very cool, very dynamic, very in-depth. Another thing that we saw here is that obviously you can sign regular wrestlers from the roster, current WWE roster legends, right? That is very expected. But you can use your own CAWS. So basically, if you want to do an AEW MYGM mode, that would be amazing, right? You can do, ECW, WCW, wherever you like, right? Now, I'm not too sure you can change the brands themselves, right? But you can at least download the CAWS and put them into your draft pool, which will be very cool, which I very much so like. You also have bonuses that can affect your show and your brand, right? So, for example, you may start off in high school gyms, right? They may not cost you money, right? Which is not really going to help your brand in the long run, right? But if you start having shows in bigger arenas, once you get more of a budget, that will give you a boost to the brand itself. So if you pay more, you may get more back in return, which is pretty cool to say the least. You can give wrestlers breaks, so basically if they wrestle 4 weeks in a row, you can give them a break. If you do give them a break, that will help out with the morale of the actual roster itself. That can have a boost. Wrestlers will show frustration. So if you keep wrestling them every week in Hell in a Cell matches or TLC matches or whatever, right? They will show frustration. They're going to be like, wow, I'm hurt right now. I need some time off. You guys wrestling ladder matches and hardcore matches every week. Like, hey, man, you can't do this to your roster. That is something that, that we saw in previous GM modes, right? In Raw versus SmackDown, or SmackDown versus Raw, rather, 2007, 2008, whatever the case may be, right? We've seen those. It's just now we're actually going to see that coming back in 2K22. The Spectate matches is going to be another feature, as we already know already, with different camera views, right? We've seen some of that. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, I don't think it's gonna be anything too viable unless if it gives you certain boost, give you extra power cards or whatever the case may be. I think that will be worth it, but they didn't really explain that. They just say, hey, you can, spectate matches and you can change the camera, right? I don't think a lot of us is going to be using that unless if it gives you, a certain boost with your GM itself. You do get post-match breakdowns, which is pretty funny, and you'll get something like of a complete manuscript of what happened in the match, and like some things that went well, some things that didn't go well, which is very, very cool. I love that. Gives it more replayability, and you're gonna hear from us, the social media smarks. So they're gonna have a fake social media platforms on there and say and to say something about the matches themselves, which is pretty funny. And maybe you'll take a little bit of hints and details out of there to see what you can use to set yourself up for future success on your brand itself. We did hear a little bit about online play. There's no official online play, but if you have Steam, you can play through there. From what I heard, local play is available. So if you're actually together at a friend's house, you can do local play. I don't understand why there's not online play for this. This should be very simple to do. We haven't heard officially that there will be online play. It kind of sounds like, from what they're saying, they went around it. I don't think there's going to be online play, at least at the launch. Maybe it'll come down the road, right? But as of right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to have online play at the launch, which I think is a very huge mistake, right? Now, I could be interpreting that wrong, right? But he just mentioned, I believe the guy name, the guy name on there was Alan Flores, which was a designer. He mentioned like, hey, you know, you can do local play and you can playing through Steam, right, with a friend. So I don't think there's gonna be online play, guys, but you know, we'll have to wait for that. Wrestlers, this is a very good one. Wrestlers will come to ask you for certain matches and title opportunities, which can affect morale. So if you have, for example, you know, Alexa Bliss, or if you have Walter that comes to you and say like, hey, I'm on a 15 match winning streak, I haven't had a title shot, you know, can you promise me a title shot at WrestleMania? Can you promise me a title shot at SummerSlam? Hey, I want to wrestle The Rock, right, at Survivor Series. That is awesome. That is realistic, right? We know that's happening in WWE, NXT, AEW, MLW, New Japan, all over the world, right? That's happening all over the world, where wrestlers in the back, they'll come to, you know, the booker, the owner, you know, the writing team, and ask for certain favors, and they may get that favor granted, they may not get that favor granted. But the fact that you're gonna have that here in this game, where wrestlers are gonna be coming to asking for favors, is pretty awesome, if you ask me. Last but not least, guys, I love this. I mentioned this here, and if you haven't seen it already, go check it out after this video here. The 10 things that we need to have in universe mode, and I think we're gonna have some of these things answered. One of my biggest things was auto-generated CAWS, and we are gonna get some. I won't say they're auto-generated, it looks like they're in the game already, but they are generated CAWS. Man, oh man, we're gonna get, you know, a whole bunch of different type of CAWS, and which is pretty awesome to me, right? Maybe there's a retirement system. I don't want to go too far, but maybe there is a retirement system, and hopefully we can get to have that as well. But overall, guys, I think, you know, this 2K22 is going to be a very, very fun 2K overall. GM mode, I'm going to be very happy with. You know, they're answering a lot of questions for us. They're being somewhat transparent with us for the most part, right? They're still being hidden with certain details. But for the most part, it looks good. The gameplay itself looks good. Graphics, you know, that only goes so far, right? But I seriously think that GM mode, and if we get more information on universe mode, that is going to carry us through the full year. I think GM mode, if they set up for online, where you can have like online battles, right, and, you know, creator content for us, you know what I mean, and for you guys to watch, I think that'll be amazing. To see if they can get that going here. But outside of that, guys, that is it. You know, what is your favorite feature here of 2K22's GM mode? I would love to know down in the comment section. But guys, that is it. Please rate, please subscribe, please drop a comment, and I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great day. Until next time, peace out.